Again, it's hard to focus in on it because of the camera. There it is. That's the space shuttle. Right there. That's the space shuttle. Where that bright light is in the middle. That's the space shuttle. It's nothing much but a blip of light. Well, there you go. That's the launch of the Space Shuttle Endeavour going over the horizon. Kind of hard to see it from now, and we'll close the video.
Go for the plus X, go for the pitch maneuver.
We're now inside, back again in the with the television, watching the launch.
Endeavour flying at 12,000 miles per hour now.
Endeavour, single engine press.
Copy, single engine press.
7 minutes, 8 seconds into flight. Endeavour can reach its planned orbit on one engine should two fail, however, all three still performing well. Endeavour is now at an altitude of 64 statute miles, 606 miles downrange. The three main engines are now throttling down to maintain structural limits on the orbiter as it passes or approaches load stage.
After 8 minutes, it's already up at around 338,000 feet.
7 minutes, 40
Well above commercial aviation. Now that's speed. It's traveling at over 22,000 miles per hour.
Space Center. We have about a minute, gentlemen. Phil, describe what it was like from your vantage point.
Absolutely.
Getting ready to close out on Fox News for the launch.
It was historic. This was the last night launch of a NASA U.S. space shuttle, and it was just absolutely stunning. The entire dark night here at the Kennedy Space Center just lit up like it was daylight, and of course the smoke plume was enormous, and the flame that leaves from behind all of the engines is about 5 or 6 times longer in length than the entire shuttle stack. So that really doesn't transpire on all of the close-ups that you see on television. So it's just an absolutely spectacular sight, and there was a lot of applause here. I could hear from everybody, and there goes the shuttle detaching from the fuel tank.
Shuttle is detaching from the solid rocket booster.
And thank you for joining us during our special coverage here. I'm Rick Fullbaum in New York. We now return to Hannity, already in progress.
And this is a Fox.
Morning. And Space Shuttle Launch Director Mike Leinbach.
Good morning.
So we'll begin with some opening comments, and then we'll be happy to take your questions. Mr. Gerstenmaier?
Thanks, Mike. It's great to be here. What a beautiful launch we had this morning. It was just fantastic. The orbiter performed extremely well. We saw a couple little foam loss events during ascent. We saw one at about 2 minutes. We saw a piece of intertank stringer foam come off. It's probably about a 1/4 inch thick, maybe about a foot or so long, and it didn't appear to impact the orbiter. We see no damage to the orbiter. It's something similar to what we've seen before. The good thing here is we actually got a chance to capture it pretty well on film, know exactly when it came off, got to see how it moved, so that'll be important data to us as we continue to work on the tank. And then we saw a couple other foam loss events around 8 minutes, and the experts will take a look at it over the days, and we may see some more things, but I think you'll see some things. When you see the images, you'll see these areas that were missing. In fact, you could see the one area where it came off after the event. But again, extremely great performance for the orbiter. No problems at all. The tank did very well. And I think, again, like I always say, and I can't thank them enough, the team here in Florida that got this vehicle ready. To have a vehicle that performed this
You're
well
watching NASA TV
enables us
and
to
the
go do a very
post-launch news
complicated
conference
mission
from
that
Kennedy
we're about
Space
ready to
Center.
do. So I can't thank the Kennedy Space Center team and the processing team and the European Space Agency that gave us the node and the cupola, and to put all this together to get it into the shuttle launch and have this great event today and have such a flawless event is just phenomenal. So this is a great start to a very complicated mission. I look forward to the EVAs. I'll look forward to seeing the node installed on Space Station, and I'll look forward to seeing the first views out of the window of the cupola. So with that, I'll look forward to your questions, and I'll turn it over to Jean-Jacques for any opening remarks. Jean-Jacques?
Okay, thank you very much, and I would like first to thank NASA and in particular the crew here for that very beautiful launch. I must say, a launch is always an important event, and that one was even more important because the shuttle is full of European hardware with Node 3 and the cupola. I must say that I would have preferred the launch to take place yesterday because the Columbus laboratory was launched on the 7th of February, so if we would have launched Node 3 and the cupola on the 7th of February, I would have declared the 7th of February an ESA day, but okay, we missed by 1 day. Maybe it would be the night between the 7th and the 8th. But thank you for NASA. Speaking of Columbus, as you know, Node 3 is how we pay the cost of the launch of Columbus, because this is the way we are cooperating with NASA. We are trying not to have any exchange of funds between NASA and ESA, and instead of paying the cost of the launch of Columbus, we are delivering Node 3 to NASA for paying the cost of the launch of Columbus. By the way, they have not built any interest because we are paying 2 years later. So it's so Node 3 is a very complex system. It is not just a connecting element. It's a very important piece for the space station, which will provide life support, which provide also racks and a lot of systems which will enhance the capabilities of using the space station. And the cupola, and that I am quoting Charlie Bolden, will provide a window for the astronauts from the space station, and I hope that it will be nicer for them to stay 6 months in orbit thanks to the cupola. 2010 will be a very busy year for ESA, for the space station.